Wow, would you look at that? Hello and welcome everyone to my Let's Play Tomb Raider 3, the Lost Artifact expansion. This is Algorithm 115 speaking. Let me welcome you to Sleeping with the Fishes. Now, it's interesting how we just entered through the flooded corridor from the Shakespeare Cliff into some underwater facility, and Lara, of course, thinking up ahead, found herself a locker room to change into something more appropriate for the underwater swim. Now, whoever's locker this was a big fan of Lara. Just look at the pin-up posters over there. Or maybe Lara is just so narcissistic that she just put them there to kind of leave a message. Everything's possible. Now, the interesting thing is that we'll be using catsuit in this level. Once again, all the outfits in this expansion are basically reused assets from Tomb Raider 3, so I guess the catsuit is the closest thing to diving suit. But I have to say, I'm a little bit disappointed they didn't reuse something from Tomb Raider 2 instead. Now, this... Okay, just look at this. Do you see it? I can't blame you if you don't. What is here is, in fact, a bundle of harpoons. Now, there'll be several occasions across this level. There are, I believe, 16 different harpoon pickups across this level that I'm of course gonna get, but some of these are so invisible to the naked eye that it's very difficult to make out anything's there. Saying that, look at the room over here. Behind the corner is, in fact, yep, a scuba diver. The last time we've seen these guys was in the English levels back in Tomb Raider 3. But many of you will probably remember them from Tomb Raider 2, although back then they were unable to move on the surface at all. Now, we'll be reaching this room soon enough via more underwater means, but the interesting thing here is that there's a box of flares, and once we pick it up, it shows us the scuba diver lying in wait. Now, I'll be completely honest with you, this is actually my second take of this level, and I'll explain a bit later on why that's the case. Oh, look at the mustard and ketchup supplies they have here. This must be such a lovely place to be in. Anyway, so this entire level is actually a lovely throwback back to the times of Tomb Raider 2, the underwater levels, which are a big personal favorite of mine and a kind of a nightmare fuel for many other fans of the series. Unfortunately, Lara lost the ability to open doors with red wolves, like she used to back before. She can still turn the red wolves, however, not when they are attached to a door. And then there are, of course, these two-dimensional textures we can just ignore altogether. Now, this... oh, wow! That was that yellow underwater jet again. That thing really unnerves me, and it will unsettle me especially a bit later on. But this is really interesting. As you can see, there was clearly some accident in this underwater facility, and some explosion, I would assume, and a bit of the element 115 leaked onto the ocean floor. However, we know by now that these are perfectly safe when in underwater, so that really shouldn't be a big issue. Now, our objective right now is to get... oh, hello there, neighbor. On the other side of this window with the patrolling merc, and yeah, take care of the MP5 clips over on the other side. Now, in order to do that, it's actually fairly simple. Okay. Oh dear god, that's not good. He escaped into the corridor. Yeah, and this is the corridor where the MP5 clips are now. However, in order to reach it, we need to open the restricted area, and we are going to do that by not turning the valve attached to the door directly, but the one over here, which really to me makes absolutely zero sense, but there you have it. Okay, and now I'm a bit unnerved. I think it'd be better if we used shotgun to finish him off, because... oh, wow, you're not wasting any time, sir. Yeah, but the shotgun worked nicely. Great, okay. So let's move on to the restricted area, so... therefore, we are officially now a authorized personnel, because we managed to get it through. Now, there is a small health pack, don't worry about the merc, he dropped absolutely nothing, and the path is clear for us to get to the MP5 clips. Now, Lara at this stage in the story is actually wondering who is behind all this. Once again, we see the Slink company logo in some places, so it's pretty much the same company that's been tampering with the Shakespeare Cliff, yeah? And actually, the text from the game manual hints that Lara knows of only one person with this kind of money. So, by now, you might have a clue as to who is behind this or not, but that will become very obvious soon enough. Someone very rich, basically. Now, we had a choice to either dive into this pool or the one to our right. However, I chose this one because there are a couple of optional goodies to be found. over on this coral mound, bunch of harpoons, and if you go here, oh, this reminds me of Tomb Raider 2 so much, this kind of rusted bluish texture. If we go here, we are able to access the room with the shotgun shells and the scuba diver lying in wait. Actually, let's introduce ourselves. Oh my god. They walk like penguins on solid surface. That is so cute. Okay. But what isn't cute is the amount of damage they are able to deal to us. Lara, what are you doing? Oh dear god, you are so incompetent. I'm sorry. That was a bit rude from me, but seriously, your performance, atrocious. So, maybe you have noticed, after the very first shot from the harpoon, Lara already had to reload. I have absolutely no idea why this is the case, but unfortunately, that's the way things are. Normally, however, it takes 4 shots for Lara to reload, and also 4 shots to kill one diver. That is, if we manage to connect with them, of course. But don't worry, as I said before, there are 16 bundles of these harpoons, and yeah, this is actually the other side of the room we've been at, with the mustard and ketchup supplies. But this thing right here really unsettles me. What this is basically is just some residue of the diver crouching, lying in wait. Don't worry, this is not some clipping issues of another diver being stuck in the wall or anything like that. It also kind of reminds me of a bunch of harpoons. No, this is just some strange graphical glitch that he leaves behind. I guess we could refer to it as a diver excrement at this point. Okay, but yeah, as I said before, so jumping over here and exploring this place is purely optional. The means to continue is actually inside this cage above us. Yeah, we need to get onto the other side, and the way we will do that is by simply retracing our steps through the restricted area corridor, yeah? So let's do exactly that. And yeah, I mentioned the Slink company logo, so there it is on the yellow facility over there, and also here. I'm not sure what it says at the very top, but beneath it is Tunnel Slink Project. So one-time project, so this must be fresh new actually. I would imagine that is, not older than a few months. Okay, great, because according to the story, Lara just went to Willard's lair in Scotland straight after leaving Antarctica, so this must be all really fresh, but who knows how long Willard and his associates knew about the 5th artifact. Probably not for long, since he received that telegram. Woohoo! Okay, so here we are inside the cage. Now let's not waste any oxygen. Let's pull the underwater lever here and open the door to invite our guests in. There they are, once again walking like penguins. Look at those huge flippers. Ah, this is great. And let's have our harpoon ready, but instead of going outside to greet and meet, let's maybe lie in wait for one of them to come to us. At least one, then we'll need to have a bit of a rebreather. Although I'm not sure how many shots Lara has left before needing to reload. But no, the gentleman over there seems to be awfully confused, so you know what? Let's go have a nice epic harpoon fight. Okay. So this is a bit risky and I might totally regret it, but where would the suspense be otherwise? Oh, okay. Lara, just one more shot and okay, there he is. Now, there's his... Oh my god, all the way at the top? What were you doing there? Okay, I actually cannot really tell too well if we managed to land a hit or not. But I think we missed one, but hit with 3, so that should be just one more shot. There we go, awesomeness. See, we didn't lose that much health. Oh dear god, but I did so much better during my previous recording. Now, the reason I have actually failed this is because I missed one of these bundles of harpoons amongst all the 16 that are in this level. The issue I have with this is that they blend in perfectly with some of the textures, like over here. So basically, I am checking my notes as I'm recording, or trying to anyway, but oh dear god, sometimes it's just... especially with 57 objects in one level. Wow. Okay, great. So the entire point of this room was to press the button, and the door you've seen open is basically a path for us to continue. But I would like to stick around because, first of all, behind this grate over here is the very first secret of the level. And actually, I don't think I've shown you the stat screen yet, so here we go. Sleeping with the fishes. Now, do you see something very suspicious? It says secrets found none. Now, as I explained in one of the previous levels, but in case this is the first one you see from this LP, I have convinced Windows that I'm in fact running Tomb Raider 3 just to make the widescreen patch work. Now, since this is the 4th level in a row, it thinks there are no secrets, because Caves of Kalia level back in Tomb Raider 3 also had no secrets. That's pretty much it, okay? So, once again, at the very end of the level, I'll save the game and I'll make a version swap, and we'll check if the game counted the number of secrets we have found. But basically there are only 3 secrets to be found in this level, just like all the levels before it, and 1 more level after this. Now what I'm pulling actually is a crate bit different from those in Shakespeare Cliff. I believe that it says Spark... okay, I'm not gonna pronounce it, it would sound like I'm making fun of French. Instead, it's a crate to be delivered to, or delivered from, some French zoo, apparently. Zoo park is what it says. This is really interesting because France was shown on Willard's map back in his lair, and it is also shown, a little corner of France near Calais, on the loading screens, you know, at the very compass on the top left corner of the screen. And oh, hello there, neighbor. We'll introduce ourselves in a short while. So yeah, I just find that very interesting, and for some reason something is being delivered in between the facility here and something to do with the 5th artifact and France. Now we'll dig up more information as we progress through the story. Now, first of all, you've seen the mercenary patrolling through the other side, yeah? This is actually where he is at. First of all, behind this webbing over here... Ah, can you see him up there on the top? And his laser. Ah, he looks very confused, but okay, now I'm a bit worried he's actually gonna start shooting at us, so instead, let's get what we came for, and a bunch of harpoons and a small health pack. Now, you can actually do this later on, but I prefer to do it now just to give you a better idea of where we are located, how the different parts of the level are connected, and to just kind of give you context as to what you are doing across the level. I don't really find direct, just do exactly what I do kind of Let's Plays very effective in this regard. Purely because I don't think once you'll be playing the expansion, that is, if you plan to play it at all, I don't think you'll remember much if you're not given the context to these things. So yeah, you might have noticed by now that my LPs are not really the most time-efficient ones, and actually, when I was practicing for this level and did a trial run, collecting everything, that sort of stuff, I managed to finish it in 25 minutes, so it's going to be an interesting comparison how long it's going to take whilst I'm rambling on describing everything. But now, as you can see, I'm above the cage that we opened up from the inside, and above it on this yellow ledge were a pair of Uzi clips. Very good. And in the yellow tunnel over here, now this is particularly interesting, because there are two bundles of harpoons. Once we pick them up, you can maybe, yes, subtly hear it. It's not the orcas from Tomb Raider 3, it's dolphins this time around, just retextured pretty much. And there's the element 115 spillage from the exploded side of the facility. Instead, let the strong current take you here, because it will not let you move towards the spilled element, spilled goo. Because over here in this intersection to the left, yep, you heard it, secret number 1. Now once again, let's check the stat screen. It still shows secrets found, none. So it'll be interesting to see whether the game keeps track of these even through this kind of interface block, thinking we are playing Caves of Kalia. We'll see at the very end. Maybe my whole version swapping initiative will turn out to be for nothing, but I guess that's part of the excitement. Now the interesting thing about the dolphins here is that well, you know, just like back in Tomb Raider 3, the dilemma whether the orcas in the fish tank can be killed, the truth be told, these dolphins, well, Lara will not aim her harpoon gun at them at all. Where's the other guy? No idea. Anyway, she will not aim at them. However, you can still fire, and if they come in contact with them, there will be a small blood pool coming out of them. So there is a impact registered, and actually, even amongst your hits and ammo used, it still counts as a successful hit, so theoretically you can improve your accuracy on them. The thing is, I tried this with about 30 successful shots on one dolphin, and the thing was still alive, so I do not think there is a way to kill them. Whether this is because they are genuinely invincible, or because they just have so much life that this would not be possible with the available ammunition, I have no idea, but if some of you manage to even get, I don't know, using an all-weapons cheat, 100 shots at one of these, please let me know about the results. I'd be very curious to hear about that. Now this side of the intersection, as soon as you climb up, maybe have your MP5 ready. Yep. Oh, god damn it! He really managed to take revenge pot shots. And he connected? Son of a bitch. Last time I did this, he missed. I should have jumped back into the water. I just thought it's gonna be so cool to just weather out the bullets like as if nothing happened. Well, the good news is he drops MP5 clips or MP5 itself, if you don't have it yet, which confirms my theory that it is actually MP5 they are carrying, but as you can see ours looks much better, has more polygons, and therefore it is all around a better weapon. Okay. And we are back behind the netting, so now you again see how connected everything is. And I believe now we can continue on through the level. No need for a rebreather, I believe, because there will be a current that will help us along a little through this double door. Oh. Okay, this is not exactly helping us. And wow, what we see is a huge diving bell, in fact. But first of all, before we head inside, you can actually see something on the other side of the glass already. Before we get inside, let's just quickly pick up the grenades over here. There we go. And now let's go inside. Actually, this thing is vertically so tall that it takes a considerable amount of time just to get back in for a rebreather. So just keep that in mind as you're exploring, because this will be our home base for a short while in the following area. There we are, great. And now if we just look through the window, we'll see, wow, look at it. Once again, Slink company logo and a diving bell coming in, and in the background you can maybe see the flippers of one of the divers. Yes, I said divers because there are in fact two of them coming, what I assume is supposed to mean from that diving bell, yeah. Now inside here is not only a fresh change of air, but also a large health pack, 2 bundles of harpoons, and more importantly the means to continue via 2 slots on these walls. A yellow and blue one will need circuit light bulbs to insert there, blue and yellow respectively, to activate this very underwater crane. Okay? Because this crane will basically open up our path forward. Lara, try to grit your teeth and scare them to go away. Yeah. Ha! That showed you, didn't it? No, I'm afraid it doesn't work, but instead we'll have to convince them using particularly sharp harpoons. So without further ado, let's have another epic underwater fight. I can already hear the breathing, they must be somewhere close, but maybe let's put some distance between us and the diving bell and go a bit up, so we have a bit of an overview of the situation. We connected with at least one. Okay, that was better. Sometimes Lara stops shooting even though she doesn't need to reload. That is purely because the angle has changed and she doesn't think she'll be able to hit. I think she underestimates herself, to be honest. Let's see. Okay, and that's both of them taken care of. Woohoo! Now before we head back to the diving bell, let me just quickly, on this crane over here, pick up this rocket on the rusted piece of tile. Oh shoot, hopefully I won't regret it, because look at the oxygen, this is not good. Come on, Lara. I'm rooting for you. Okay. Wow! Whew! Wow, just about made it. Okay, so that takes care of the grenades on the top of the diving bell, the rocket on the rusted piece of ledge attached to the crane. Now, the reason why we need to get the crane open... Well, I'm not gonna show you the reason yet, just the means of how to get it moving. But first of all, just let me show you. I would really love to explore this diving bell area, but unfortunately the strong current prevents us. But you can see the ocean ceiling and wall in the distance. Now, if you use a bit of imagination, just like in the days of your childhood, you can just assume that's, you know, pitch black darkness, you know, in the ocean distance. But okay, let's not fool around, because our air is running low. Instead, I'm trying to get all the way up, because over here we not only have a bunch of flares, but one of the said light bulbs will need to insert into the mechanism, yeah? And now quickly let's go back. I think we should just about make it. But it's not only tall, some of the parts of this diving bell are also so wide they just get in the way of us trying to swim along it. But okay. Ooh, wow, okay, great. Wow, okay, so we have one of the light bulbs, let me show you. There it is, lovely yellow. What we need now is a blue one. Now, as I explained, I think back in Highland Flink, whenever there's a situation where we need 2 or more key items to trigger a mechanism, I only do that once we have all of them, not separately, because I'm worried that might trigger a glitch, just like back in the days of Tomb Raider 1, that happened to me in Tomb of Tihocan, I think, yeah. Okay, so, talking about the other blue light bulb, first of all, kind of a hint is just following these globes of light over here, yeah. We actually get to pick up another bundle of harpoons, once again very easy to miss. And, oh dear god, another diving bell. You probably know what that means, right? You probably heard the heavy breathing already. Okay, no time to admire the environment, I'm afraid. Let's see if we can land a few hits like this. Ooh, nicely done, Lara. At least I think. I'm not sure if we managed to hit. Oh, great. Even used one as an overkill, but we are seriously running out of air. Before we deal with his friend, let's head into the air pocket over there, because that's not just an air pocket, that's yet another diving bell with goodies inside. Woohoo! So there it is, small health pack, and even more importantly, this is necessary as the other light bulb is right over here. It actually looks more yellow, but trust me, it is blue, as you can see in the inventory screen. There it is, lovely shade of blue. Now I'm a bit worried, because that guy will have a jump on us, but let's see. Or not, he's being a lazy bastard. Always good. Oh, dodge that. Nicely done, Lara. I don't think these two managed to hit us just yet. Let's not jinx it. Okay, nicely done, Lara. That takes care of that. And now, yeah, once again, the strong current will prevent us from exploring this part of the level. The diving bell will have absolutely no idea what's inside. But where we are headed is actually the opening to the right over here, yeah? Now, maybe you heard it, maybe not. But this is, in fact, the second secret of the level, yeah? Now, I know there are shotgun shells to our right, but first let me just pick up the box of flares and get some oxygen, because we are severely running out, but that's not the only reason. Now, welcome to yet another diving bell. Actually, I'm not sure if this is supposed to be one of those that spawned the two divers or not. The location would kind of fit. But here we are anyway. Once again, very easy to miss bundles of harpoons on each side of the small health pack, and unless you are challenging yourself with the lowest possible amount of saves, like I am, then please save your game here, because collecting those shotgun shells on the bottom of the ocean floor is going to be quite the challenge. Let me show you what I mean by that. Because this is not at all that pertains to the secret. Now, do you see by now, which should be a very familiar looking yellow underwater jet on the other side? Well, that thing is lying in wait out to kill us. But we can trick the bastard. Now, first of all, pick up the shotgun shells and make sure it's behind your back and you are facing this steel barrier. And now swim up! Swim up! Up! Okay, nicely done, Lara. And what happened is we tricked the guy inside into crashing into the steel barrier, opening it forward. Isn't that great? And since the submersible is not moving, I assume we just killed another guy, but, you know, it's his own goddamn fault, really. Now let me just pick up the goodies over here. I know we are running dangerously out of oxygen, but it's all according to the plan, don't worry. I know what I'm doing, I think. Actually, you know what, let me leave the third pickup over there, because, oh dear god, come on. I'm sorry, Lara, I overestimate myself, but at least we have the classic Tomb Raider theme to cheer us up. But even better than that, what we've actually picked up down there were not just Desert Eagle clips, but the weapon itself. Oh my god, look at it, 40 shots. This is so amazing. You know why? Because there are 10 more to be picked up on top of this. Yep, some of you might even recognize it. This is indeed a World War II German submarine. I think U-740, if I'm not mistaken. I'll try and provide a link in the description below. Oh, there it is, the number, U-740. Brilliant. But yeah, so there were many submarines placed around the area of the English Channel back during World War II, so it just makes sense that we would encounter one of these. Ah, the secrets in the Lost Artifact expansion are just great. We always discover some mystery. I really love it. And now we should be able to continue on through yet another restricted area, but alas, we still need to activate that crane now. There's no way we are gonna make it into the previous diving bell with our supply of oxygen, so first let's get a rebreather here. Okay, but I am fairly confident if things turned out well, that we'll be able to finish this level without any deaths or without using a health pack. That's exactly what I'm aiming for, because that's what I managed during my first recording of the level. And I'll actually show you the bundle of harpoons that made me re-record the whole thing. But, you know, at least this way, thanks to the trauma, I know I'll never forget again. Hooray, I guess? I'm not sure myself. Anyway, so first of all, let's put the blue circuit bulb in. There we go, and just in case you still don't know what to do, it shows you what the mechanism will trigger, should it work, but you do need the other key item for that, so here we go. And there we are, it opened. Perfect. So now we can actually swim inside. Now, mind you, this has absolutely no influence on the strong currents in the vicinity, so you will still be unable to reach the diving bell next to the dark ocean ceiling. But still, it doesn't really matter, there are no goodies to be found there. And on we go into, well, kind of the final stage of the underwater facility. This layout really reminds me of us escaping the sharks back at the beginning of 40 Fathoms, back in Tomb Raider 2. Ah, such a lovely throwback. Ah, now this point of the level. Okay, this is literally the one and only point of the entire expansion where I was stuck when I was practicing for this LP and unable to continue. And you know why? Because by now I'm fairly familiar with the Tomb Raider mechanics, and that's exactly why I would not expect this dose of realism. Now, since the switch to open the grate over here is located inside, we need to get inside. Since the only way to open the restricted area door is from the other side, we need to ask the nice gentleman over there to do it for us. How? By taunting him with a gunfire. This way he'll be aware of our presence and switch on his weapon to meet and greet us through the door. Now, how on earth you are supposed to figure this out, I truly do not know. There he is moving, so let's get ready. Okay, Lara, that was supposed to be a side flip, but well, thankfully he messed up his revenge pot shots. That's very good. Oh dear God. I know what I would have done if we would get hit. Probably would have to use a small health pack up ahead. Anyway, so there we go. A small health pack, a bunch of flares, and the bundle of harpoons that I have missed completely. Mind the gap, please. Okay. This... Ah, it's so difficult to see, isn't it? Especially behind the radar screen. But there we go. And it's really interesting because some of the online walkthroughs I have checked claim that there are only 56 items in this level, but in fact there are 57 of them. Okay, I really double, triple, quadruple, quintuple checked it. So yeah, and this is kind of the bundle of harpoons I missed, and I assume that the walkthroughs are correct. But they do mention it. I think just the total item count is a bit off. Not really correct. Anyway, so really, back in the times of Tomb Raider 3, it only happened to me twice that I had to re-record a whole video, and that was for the first time in the River Ganges. I forgot a particularly invisible small health pack on one of the ledges, and the second time it happened was in Area 51. I had to re-record the whole level, not because I missed something, but because my in-game volume settings were set too low and I completely forgot about that. And the reason is that when I was practicing my trial run for it, I lowered the in-game volume so I could ironically listen to a interview recording with Nathan McCree, the composer of the music for the first 3 Tomb Raider games. Now here's the interesting thing I really just have to say. I met the man himself back in April this year. There was a very special Kickstarter project launched at the beginning of summer, I believe, 2017. I supported it, and the project is to kind of have the remaster of the music from the first 3 Tomb Raider games and re-release them on a kind of a double CD. And the project was a smashing success. It was backed up successfully, and as a result they re-recorded it and remastered it at the famous Abbey Road studio back in London. And actually in April this year there was a huge reception and a celebration of the successful finishing of the project. And it happened in in Hatfield, which is the place where Lara's manor was located in the first 2 Angelina Jolie movies. So that was just the perfect setting for an evening like that. It had the garden maze, the gardens, the fountains, the good old English brickwork. Oh, it was absolutely magical. I'm thinking of actually doing a separate video on it because I'm already rambling on too long. But there were many people there, even Shelley Blond, the voice actress of Lara from the first Tomb Raider. There was Alison Carroll, who I believe she was the last model of live model of Lara Croft. So, before the 2013 reboot, I think she was a model back in Times of Legend, Anniversary and Underworld. Oh my god, I think I'm gonna do a separate video on that event, maybe even show some pictures that will not be confidential or anything like that, that can be shared. I so want to talk about that, but sorry, I'm digressing. What we basically did is we got a view of the laboratory up ahead, and we released a couple of very interesting... Well, the closest thing they resemble were crocodiles, I would guess. Yeah, I mean, for all intents and purposes, they are as much crocodiles as the Scotsmen were the South Pacific tribals, you know, just retextured. So let's deal with these crocodiles. They look more like some particularly vengeful, evil barracudas. And you know why? Because they are evil. Oh my god, and one of them climbed up into the air pocket over there. Anyway, let's deal with you first. Good, we missed with all of them. Oh no, one seemed to have connected, although the blood pool was a bit delayed. Okay, Mr. Barracuda, time to finish this, no? Okay, wow, I'm wasting harpoons left and right, but that's actually perfectly fine, because you maybe remember from some of my previous videos how worried I was that we are not gonna have enough harpoon ammunition to really defeat all the enemies. Well, don't worry, we're gonna have more than enough. And is it just me, or was there a huge shadow above us? Ha! You thought you could ambush us, huh? No way, sir. Not on my watch. Okay, but we need to reload, which is quite an inconvenience. Okay, look at all this spilled element 115. Actually, those tunnels where the element 115 is spilling from is where these mutant barracudas appeared from. So I think they're the result of some... My god, just how much beating can you take? The result of some genetic experiment. Now, before I'll get some fresh air, let's pick up the harpoons over here. I might regret this. You know what? Let's take a shortcut through the top. And now down, Lara, please. Okay, okay. Oh. Ooh, wow, nice shortcut. Without it, we would have lost even more health. Okay, I'm so relieved we took care of them. Yeah, so I think these things... Because they don't look like sharks or like crocodiles, I think there's some crossbreed between... Okay, hear me out. I think they are part human, part dolphin, and part... whatever the hell this element 115 is made out of, yeah? And the reason I think that is based on what we'll find ahead further in the research facility. Now, don't forget the bundle of harpoons here on the shimmering goo, because, well, once again, it's super easy to miss. And the tunnel over here leads to the third and final secret, but also yet another encounter with one of these mutants. I think I'm just gonna go straight for the air pocket, or not? No, actually we have an air pocket closer to us. So let's kill you first. I'm fairly confident I can do this. I'm sorry, that you can do this, Lara. I'm not gonna steal away your credit. Oh, yes, yes, please. And the closer air pocket is right over here. Whew. Okay, we are doing quite well. I'm amazed. As a reward, here's Lara's boob shot. Now, yeah, so this air pocket basically leads to the control room above us. This is the trapdoor we would have fallen through if we would not mind the gap. Now, thankfully that did not happen, but even if it would, you can just get back away easily. But still, that would be quite dangerous, considering we just released 2 of these mutants from the vents up above. So you might find yourself surrounded by them and panic and die and regret, you know, the usual stuff that continues. Anyway, let me welcome you to the third secret. So, pair of grenades, and you maybe have not yet heard a secret chime. Well, okay, I cannot I cannot show you how many secrets we found, because the caves of Kalia glitch, but only once you pick up, yep, the grenade launcher. That's when the secret number 3 triggers. So that's it for the secrets in this level, and also on your way back, mind the large health pack, which is easy to miss. But yeah, oh, okay, we don't have much time to, well, much air really to admire the environment on the other side. We'll actually get there on foot, nice and dry, so we'll admire it later on. First of all, let's get another rebreather in our newly found air pocket. And this officially means we have all the weapons! Hooray! Well, that's not so great considering there are only 2 more levels remaining, and one of them is a boss fight level, but, you know, it still feels great. Let me just cycle through it. So, pistols, shotgun, Desert Eagle, Uzis, MP5, rocket launcher, grenade launcher, and harpoon gun. Now, I am really going to try and... look for an opportunity to use the grenade launcher. You know what? Actually, the next enemy I might finish off, I'm probably gonna at least chip away their health with one grenade. Why? Well, because I don't think we are gonna get another opportunity to do this in this expansion. I'm thinking about the enemies that are up ahead, and yeah, I don't think so. So, you know what? Let's totally use the grenade launcher. Oh my god, it's my sacred duty. Now, first of all, in the vent to the right over here, the one closer to the lab, we'll find a mutant sample. In the left one, we'll find another mutant sample. Now, just like the light bulbs, it's hard to see once they're underwater or placed on tiles, but in the inventory screen you can clearly see the difference. The red and the blue mutant sample, I guess you can make up theory, one is good and one is bad. But trust me, they're both bad, yeah. Now, yeah, we should just have enough air left to resurface over here, and yet another restricted area. Really, is there anything that's not restricted? I mean, what's even the point of these signs right now? Ah, we have the puzzle element theme playing. Well, that's good. That usually means interesting things are about. Now, I did promise you the grenade launcher, right? Now, I might regret this and lose a lot of life in the process, but... ah, come on, let's have fun. This is such an unprofessional LP anyway. Okay. Oh, you're leaving already? Well, but I need to get closer to you. Surprise! Okay, he survives one grenade. Maybe let's switch on to Uzis, since we'll do some jumping around the place. Oh my god, already? I thought you're gonna align yourself closer. Wow, okay, we took, like, what, 2 bullets from his particularly burst, slow-firing MP5. I told you ours is far superior. But I'm so happy we managed to use a grenade launcher, probably for the first and final time. That's simply for the reason that there is still the explosive skill glitch even present in this expansion, as far as I'm aware. So if you land a killing blow on an enemy, you can get, instead of 1 kill registered, you can get 2 or 3 kills. Yeah, so it completely messes up our in-game statistics, but as I said before, even back at the times of Tomb Raider 2, feel free to have fun with the grenade launcher, the rocket launcher. You know, it is really my duty to give you the accurate kill count as possible, you just have fun. Now, what we see down there is the Hand of Rathmore itself. We finally found it after someone, probably the owner of the Slink company, stole it right from under our nose back in Willard's lair. But we cannot get to it because, yeah, if you remember, back from our Shakespeare cliff death experience, that sticky substance is indeed gonna incinerate Lara. So, the pumps above it are kind of suggesting that we'll have to flood the corridor in order to make it safe and progress. And oh my god, okay, just watch those things above us. Yep, those are not the Barracudas, nor are they humans. They are really something in between. Look, maybe I can just get a shot in the face. Can you see those blue eyes? It actually looks cute and goofy. Oh my god, okay. So, yeah, why did I mention humans? Here's the reason. Here they are. Poor things, oh my god. Well, thankfully they are dead now. Well, as thankful as one can be whilst being dead. But they have some scales on them, you know, they've managed to mutate just a little, apparently. Okay, let me move this crate here, maybe we'll get a better shot at one of these poor guys. Actually, this is a good shot itself. Once again, these crates are labeled with the zoo back in France, so maybe this is what they are shipping in there, or from some human subjects. Huh, really interesting. Now, behind this crate is a pair of Uzi clips, and over on this side of the window, this is where the third secret was. So once you see it and you did not pick up the secret, you can see a grenade launcher lying around. You can still backtrack into the previous underwater area and swim here. So I like this. I really appreciate this kind of helpful level design that actually encourages exploration, you know, doesn't punish you for it. That's something that Tomb Raider 3 doesn't do often. And over here we get a shot at yet another fish, and frankly, they look really hilarious. Look at those eyes, just... It's like they're trying to troll you, you know. If they could speak human or just somehow send brainwaves we would understand, they look like they would make your mama jokes or something like that. I just can't help but feel like that's exactly what reflects their personality. I can't wait to kill that thing. Just irritates me. Anyway, here we have a computer console which is exactly identical to the one in the toilets back in Shakespeare Cliff. And obviously, by its design, you know that you have to insert the red mutant sample, right? Well, no. You have to use the process of elimination. but you get another camera angle at the pumps above, so just like with the underwater crane, you know this is what it will trigger, well, if you use both consoles. Now, we see a dolphin screen over there, yeah? The other console is hidden behind the crate over here, so yet again a movable zoo-labeled crate. Another good shot at one of the poor victims. These guys expired. I guess those that were hovering above with those goofy blue eyes, those were still kind of alive, but since there's no one really else left to deal with this facility, I don't think they'll be alive for long, which is a good thing, I think. And there we go. I was kind of hoping we'll get a shot of a different animal, which would explain that it's a mutant sample from some different species, but no, it's a dolphin yet again. But what we know for sure is that there are human genes and dolphin genes involved. And actually here is another fish tank with a dolphin happily swimming up there, yeah? A cute friend, but for me an unkillable enemy which frustrates me to no end. I'm just so bloodthirsty in these games. Okay, so maybe by combining humans and dolphins you can either get these strange mutant barracudas, or one of these poor expired samples, or those guys hovering above in the tubes, yeah? So really there are many ways this can work, and maybe some of them were attempts without the element 115 and others were attempts with it. And actually these computer screens show a... isn't that the submarine from Tomb Raider 2 cutscene? The one that was attacked by a shark and crashed into the water rock formation that Lara was attached to from top with her little breathing device? Yeah, and some generic scuba diver on the right. I think that's what it's supposed to be. Well, it's supposed to be one of the yellow submersibles in the area, but I think they reused a screenshot of the submarine from Tomb Raider 2. I think that's actually really cute. Now, on the ledges above here, we've been on the other side of this fence when I was rambling about the meeting Nathan McCree. So here is a rocket, yeah, we are now on the other side, and actually on the ledge above is a pair of grenades. Yeah, not that we are ever going to use them anymore, but there you have it. And you can actually pick these up even before you flood the area, but the reason I wanted to do it now is because now I can swan dive. Woohoo! And Lara will not hit her hand on the tubes, which is always appreciated. Now, in order for us to continue, we simply have to pick up the Hand of Rathmore. There we go. Now let me just get a better view of it in our inventory screen. Ah, isn't that just beautiful? I mean, okay, it's very blocky, polygony, but I really love the design. Way more than the other artifacts, but I guess the Aura Dagger was still the nicest one, you know, the salamander. Okay. And now we are in the dolphin tank, which doesn't really help us progress directly, but there is an underwater level which will reveal the door to the exit. Now, if you... Oh my god, there it is already. Not wasting any time, are you? One of the mutant barracudas. Lara, can you aim, please? Oh, no, 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 no. No, no, sir. No, no, I'm not dying now. Definitely not. And I'm also not using a small health pack. You know what? Oh my god, where are you now? Okay, the hits are still connected. Okay, I don't think I ever did this, did I? Using the harpoon from a surface. And actually we get to hear the sound it makes. Oh my god. I'm sorry I was so cheap, but... just look at our health. Come on. We did pretty great in the other underwater fights. And we still use the harpoon. So who's laughing now, huh? Okay. It looks so silly though. Okay, great. Now, you maybe caught a glimpse of when I was mentioning the Yo Mama jokes. There were a couple of Uzi clips in its own fish tank. Its sample tank. So let's get our hands on those over there, tucked in the corner. And I believe that's the very last pickup of this level. Wow, okay, so yeah, this is once again above the spillage of element 115 with the hole in the hull. Okay, say hello to your dolphin friends and say hello to this quite remarkable underwater level. You know what, I'm really gonna miss it because there is no harpoon action in Tomb Raider 4. I think there is an underwater fight action in Tomb Raider 5 we'll get to see, but that's pretty much it for the classic Tomb Raiders. So, yeah, this is it, and we are not gonna find any more harpoon pickups in the following levels. So say goodbye to the harpoon gun, really. Oh my god, that's so sad. But, oh, just look at this. I'm not sure if those were supposed to be English or French planes. They look quite vintage, like something used back in the World War II, but yeah, I mean, I would guess it's some border patrol or something like that. And here we are. We see a... I'm not sure if it's a sunset or... Is the sun rising maybe? Nah, I think it's sundown, but it still feels great to be finally out on fresh air, and actually we have a little motorboat to carry us safely across to France, which I find to be really funny, just Lara arriving on a small vehicle like this. Nevertheless, what I'm going to do now is basically do the same thing I did before, and that is save, of course, before I'll wrap up this level, because I really just want to see how many secrets the game thinks we've discovered, yeah? So I will see you guys back at this very same spot, as I'm gonna swap into the unpatched version of the game. Now, oh my god, sorry for the spoiler, but as you can see, since I was unaware that I missed a bundle of harpoons, I already did a couple of saves, and now I'm just gonna have to override it yet again, so this increases our save count, which is not good. Still, I'll rest knowing that I have not saved in middle of this level. I think Shakespeare Cliff was really the only one. So let me just make a save file here, and I will see you guys back in the unpatched version of the game. And there we are. Lara, let's get a look at you, all unpatched. I'm sorry, I'm laughing. Okay, so that's it. Let's make a leap of faith over on the motorboat. Actually, as soon as you cross this threshold, that's it. Yeah, that's the level end screen. I'm very curious to see if the game has counted the number of secrets we have discovered. Maybe let's make it a swan dive. Woohoo! Sleeping with the fishes. Oh my god, yes! 3 secrets found. That is perfect. This also seems to be the shortest level we have played so far by at least a bit over 3 minutes in comparison to Shakespeare Cliff. We have killed all 15 enemies, found all 57 items. I'm pretty sure this is gonna be a winner of the most items level in the statistics video, and our accuracy was okay, I guess. It's... well, actually, we made up for the lack of accuracy with the harpoon gun with the MP5, so that's kind of to be expected. But, more importantly, I have not used any health packs, and short of swapping to the unpatched version, I have not saved in middle of the level, so in other words, this level was an absolute smashing success. So thank you so much for being with me through this very daunting level. Hope I kind of helped you pull through the scary bits when you'll be playing on your own, and really, thank you so much. This is it for England. I will see you guys next time in France.